So we're getting to around the east side, the back of Lake Giles. The track is, there's no wheel tracks here now. Everyone else turned around. So far it's pretty good. There's been some rain here, so I'm just going to go until I don't think it's a good idea to go any further. And then if I have to, I'll turn around, because I don't want to get stuck, especially being solo. And this sort of lake country can be a little bit deceiving. It can look quite hard, but it just have a crust. So I know if you go off these tracks, it is actually quite soft. So we'll just continue on until it gets a bit either a bit dangerous or a bit too easy to get stuck. So if you did get stuck, you'd have to be lucky to get stuck near a tree so you can winch off. So okay, let's have a look. So we're about not quite halfway. At the top of the lake, I think it's halfway-ish. So road's been not too bad. Nothing too impassable or anything like that. Might be different in the wet, as I said earlier, but it's not been too bad. So not far up here is the sort of end of the lakes, I think, and then we just get onto a track that winds its way back to another road. So we'll see what that's like when we get there. But at the moment, we're just going through the middle of saltbush. So we're leaving the main lake system. There's a couple of the lakes up here, and just basically heading north on this bush track until we hit the main road again. So this will be probably more bush and more covered over. Whoop, like that tree. But we'll see what it's like. This granite stuff, when people use it as a road, it can always get tricky because you can't see the tracks on the rock. So sometimes you can come into a big piece of granite and then just lose exactly where you're supposed to be, which just happened then. But luckily we found the track. We're back on the track again. So out here in the middle of nowhere, there is these little tags. And there's a line of them, and it looks like a dozer has made a track or ripped something. So I'm not sure if that's a ripper line. It just about looks like it's ripped up a bunch of rock through there. Whether that's a ripper line for, you know, like a telecommunications cable, whether it's just a road. It's not a road, no one's used it. But there's some tape here as well. Yeah, just interesting stuff you find out here. We just crossed a little bit of a river crossing, and as you can see, when this floods, quite a bit of water comes down here. This is quite a deep little channel, natural sort of creek. So if it had rained out here, you may have trouble getting through back there where we went through. So this track now, which was just a track before, is now turned into a reasonable, not a road, but nearly a road. It looks like something's come up and maybe graded it. Dozer or a grader. So if it's like this all the way to the road, it should be a pretty easy stroll, and we'll be back on the way to Mount Elvire station. So we've just come out of the road, or the track that goes around Lake Giles, and we're just now on the road up to Mount Elvire station. This is a good road, so we can get along reasonable pace. I think there's about 25 k's to the station. And so we've just come out of the road, or the track that goes around Lake Giles, and we're just now on the road up to Mount Elvire station. This is a good road, so we can get along reasonable pace. I think there's about 25 k's to the station, and we'll go and have a look around and see what's there. So just a bit further along, here's another sort of residence. My guess is this is some sort of fire or cooker just by looking at it. Bit of a chimney thing through the back there. There's a couple of these stone things, not sure what they are. Some old bottles. Looks like some structure here. Posts lying on the ground, either fell over or some sort of yards maybe. There's a white mound over here, which I'll just about guarantee is a well. So this is a well, abandoned well risk. So someone's put a cover over it. So you shouldn't walk on there too far in. So that's what that was, is a well. No pump or nothing on it. So over here I just noticed something white. I don't know what it is, but it looks like it might be flowers. Oh, it's a grave. Is it a grave? It is a grave. So whose grave? James Allen Sonny McLaughlin, a simple man, always a bushman, dreams happen in heaven with Dad and Clive. And this is Tristan James McLaughlin. (17th of the 2nd, 82 to the 29th of the 11th, 00). Now an interesting spot, there's a couple of graves there. Just an older grave, or an older grave and a younger grave. I don't know whether they're just ashes or actual graves. Have to try and look up those names and see what I can work that out. Okay, so we're back on the road, not far from the station. This was just on the edge. So coming up to Mount Elvire station, I can see the tower. There's actually a big tower at the homestead. So only a couple of kilometres away. Must be just over, slow down for this creek, must be just over this breakaway. I've only seen one other car today on the main road, so we'll see if there's anybody out here. So here we are at Mount Elvire. We'll go in and take a look around. This was a working station, but so the story goes, the people who had the station liked growing pot rather than running sheep or cattle, and so they must have had it removed from them, and now it's just a ruins here that you can come and have a look at and camp at. I think the DEC have taken it over. So we'll go and have a quick look, then I'm going to make myself some lunch and then have a look at the map and work out a plan of attack from here. So let's go and have a look. Mount Elvire homestead. So that's the main homestead there, and we'll walk through this track and have a look at what's in this little hut here. I don't know what this is. Oh, it must have been an old, must have been an old rain gauge or something. Quite the foundation if it was that. So let's have a look at this little old shack. Oh, good little spot to camp. Bench, an old toaster. I don't think she works anymore. Candle once. And the door still works. So originally that might have been some sort of workers' quarters maybe. Looks pretty old. So there's the modern toilets. And then there's a garage and the main homestead. Let's have a look at the state of the toilets. Look quite new. Yep, quite a normal drop toilet, and you could sort of bolt on there. You could play a joke on someone and lock them in. So around here is a little camping setup with a fire ring and camping table. So this is the inside of Mount Elvire. Some map on the wall. Looks like it's that's where we are, but it's all there's no detail. It's all gone white. A bit of a kitchen, an old meadows. This is the lounge room. this is the book that you can sign. So this is inside the garage. Not much in here. Nothing in here actually. Oh, this is where you can stick your generator. Okay, you can plug your generator into here and power the house. That's a cool idea. And then some idiot has left their rubbish in here. I'll take that with me. I'll come and grab that when I leave. And this water tank you can actually use for your water. You just got to make sure you keep the lid on it so it stays usable. Pretty cool setup. And there's some sort of Telstra installation there. Breakaway over here. I don't know if anyone watches. It's the Intense Off-Road guys. They camped up here, and this will be the one they said you could see it from the homestead. So we'll go and take a look and see what's there. So you can see this big overhang that you wouldn't want to go and park on. She's getting pretty thin at the pointy bit, and then it's just a nice little breakaway. Some different coloured sand and rocks etched out. Climb up on top and have a look. It's just about like molten sand. When you have a look at these trees surviving, that's basically solid rock. And that tree has burrowed in to whatever is tiny bit of dirt is left there. Unbelievable. Nature, eh? Always finds a way. So that's a bit of a look around Mount Elvire Station. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Just coming back past it, just went for a bit of a look north. I'm not going to go all the way up to the summit because I'm probably running low on time now. So that'll be for another day maybe. And I have gone to plenty of other summits at this trip, but maybe the north of here is an exploration for another day. Camp there. So on our way out, so now we'll start to head south and see what that brings us. So we're here, I think, near the Dimels or Dimels, however you pronounce that. So this was just off the main road, probably 20 some k's. So I'm not sure what this thing is or where this road here goes. This doesn't look like it's going to go to the right spot. Okay, might be a road back there, so I think we'll turn around and turn around in here. Because I think this looks more like it. Ah, yes, it's an old ruins. So this has burnt down, or someone's burnt it down, but it's an old ruins of some description, an old station house. It doesn't look like with that fence that it's massively old, or that fence was put in later. Stove or oven. It's definitely worth stopping and taking a look. Probably a tank stand or something. What's that? What does it say there? 10th of the 5th 76, that ring thing was put on. It's in the concrete. So this is the homestead. Looks like it was quite big. Like a chicken coop. An old tank stand. Oh, what's this? Hole in the ground. Just rubbish everywhere. Fridge or something, freezer. Old tyres. It's an old top of a washing machine. There's a Kero fridge thing. There is the Kero fridge. You can see dozer tracks been in here everywhere. There's an old bits of engine, more engine. There's a camp here where everyone's left their rubbish. So this is some yards, some old yards. I'd say some sort of maybe a shearing shed or some elevated thing there, like a trap. So when they wanted to capture the cattle, they put water in here. The cattle get in there but can't get out. Maybe that's what that is. If anyone knows, comment and let me know. And once they were trapped in here, there's the ramp that would go into the trucks. So yeah, and then here's the race, and where they'd go up onto the truck. And if you have a look, I don't know if you can see that from here, but there's some Jet A1 fuel. So mustering here could have been done by helicopters to have Jet A1. Even the small helicopters don't use Jet A1, or the piston engine ones, that is. An old heater. So there's a little bit of the Diamels homestead from the air. There's a lot of rubbish around, as you saw earlier. Well, this is I think the last ruins that I'm going to be stopping at. So I think the next place will be Bullfinch, and then that'll be the official end. So let's get on the road. Bullfinch, and it looks like it's basically nearly a ghost town. This is the famous swimming pool where Ronnie Dell stopped, if I remember. I might get a picture here. So the famous swimming pool site from Bullfinch, where all the four-wheel drivers stop. Not much of a swimming pool here now. Toilet block, that's what it was. Look, you can see the porcelain toilet bowls. This was the toilet block, showers. Yep, there was where the toilets were. And there's the septic tank. Maybe this was a bigger pool. So this would have been the pool here. So now we're just heading south to Southern Cross, directly south through the wheat belt. This is my old stomping ground basically. When I used to live out here on the farm, we used to come up here for parts and bits and pieces. Don't know if you can see that with that sun. So yeah, just heading directly south. Probably got what 40-50 k's maybe to where I'm going to stay. So just wheat belt road, so nothing too hard. Pumped the tyres up. Now I'm on good gravel and get along at the speed limit. So we'll see you later on. So it's next morning, Monday, and I'm just heading west in the wheat belt back to Perth to get the car cleaned up and packed away, and that's basically the end of the trip, just commuting back. So I hope I've got enough good footage to make a video out of this, and I hope anyone who watches it gets some use out of it, sees what it's like out there north of Southern Cross in the Aurora Helena ranges, Mount Jackson, Mount Elvire, the Diamels. Yeah, I'll catch you on the next trip.